From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. A new Leger poll suggests that half of Canadians have a negative opinion about the latest budget delivered by the federal government last week. But there is broad support for the Liberals' plan to build 3.9 million homes by 2031. The online survey of more than 1,500 people found 65% said the plan to spend $8.5 billion on housing is good for the country. The Office of Canada's Justice Minister says the public should expect politicians to support their right to bail and to be presumed innocent, warning that immediate and uninformed reactions only worsens matters. The comments follow Sunday's jury acquittal of Umar Azam, who had been charged with first-degree murder after a Toronto police officer was run over in an underground parking garage in 2021.
A spokesperson for Justice Minister Arfarani says the office knows the circumstances surrounding Constable Jeffrey Northrup's death have inflicted deep wounds on everyone involved. The minister's office says it extends its condolences to Northrup's family and also recognizes the emotional turmoil that Zamir and his family have had to endure. After the jury delivered its verdict, the judge took the rare step of apologizing to Zamir for all he experienced since first being charged. That included several months in detention until he was granted bail, in a decision that sparked outrage from Toronto's mayor and Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Laurie Paris, The Canadian Press.
American police say the bodies of two men have been found in a search for a pair of missing Canadian kayakers off Vancouver Island. Officials in Washington state were asked to look for two missing BC men who went out in a two-person kayak on Saturday. Danielle McAlpine and Nicholas West disappeared while on a trip between Darcy Island and Island View Beach, just north of Victoria. Police reported Tuesday finding two male bodies in separate locations off Washington's San Juan Island. A coroner's officials are working to determine their identifications. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has begun a critical trip to China. He's arrived in Shanghai today, just hours after U.S. Senate approval of a long-stalled foreign aid package. That package will provide billions of dollars in assistance to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan, as well as force TikTok's China-based parent company to sell the social media platform or be banned in the U.S. With more on the TikTok part of the bill, here's reporter M. Wynn.
Lawmakers in both parties say the Chinese government could force TikTok's owner ByteDance to hand over Americans' data or use the app to spread misinformation. TikTok denies sharing data with China's government and says it stores data in the U.S. But Senator Mark Warner says
they've not been in the classified briefings that Congress has held, which have delved into more deeply some of the threat posed by foreign control of TikTok.
ByteDance will have 9 months to sell the platform.
President Joe Biden is expected to sign the package into law today. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Vancouver Canucks were without star netminder Thatcher Demko. They used Casey DeSmith in goal tonight as Demko recovers from an undisclosed injury. The visiting Nashville Predators cruising to a 4-1 victory. The Nashville win ties their first-round playoff series at a game apiece. The Winnipeg Jets managed to give the Colorado Avalanche a split in the first two games of their first-round series. Colorado scored 4 times in the second period, en route to a 5-2 victory. The other two games of the night saw Carter Verhaeghe score at 2:59 of overtime, and the Florida Panthers beat Tampa Bay 3-2 to take a 2-0 lead in their series. The New York Rangers also hold a 2-0 lead after edging Washington 4-3. In the NBA playoffs, Pascal Siakam scored 37 points to lift the Indiana Pacers to a win over the Milwaukee Bucks and tie their Eastern Conference series at 1 game apiece. And baseball's Toronto Blue Jays lost a heartbreaker in Kansas City 3-2. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.